So next question is internal aid to construction. We studied something called as interpretation, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
interpretation and construction, right? It's more or less same only. In interpretation, what we do, we try to understand true meaning of the provisions of a legislation, right? What is, like what is juristic person? What is person? What is personality? Each and every term we would try to understand. In construction, what we do is that there will be one provision, we try to draw conclusions from it. All right, like take for example, your university has published a notification that from 15th you will have your exam. All right, on 23rd it is going to end. From that, what conclusions we can draw? We can draw conclusions that on 23rd your first semester will be over. After that you will have your second semester classes, right? There are some things that you can understand from it, certain conclusions that you can derive. That is called as construction. From a given thing you try to derive conclusions, right? So that is construction. So internal aids to construction, what are the internal things that will help in deriving a conclusion, all right, in terms of construction? So you can give one intro, that internal aids to construction are used by judiciary, right? Judiciary is the organ that will interpret provisions also, and that will do construction also, right? You need to derive at some conclusions by reading the provisions that we have. So internal aids to construction are used by judiciary while drawing conclusions from provisions of a statute. If there is a statute, there are some provisions mentioned, judiciary will try to come to some conclusion, right, by reading all those provisions. So these aids are used by judiciary only. Construction refers to drawing conclusion from the written text which are beyond outright expression of the legal. That means some provisions will be written, judiciary will read that, and they will try to derive at conclusion. The purpose of construction is to determine legal effect of words and the written text of the statute. Okay, there is uh, if there is some kind of a provision where it is said that whoever is not wearing helmet, whoever is not wearing a mask, that person will have to pay 2000 rupees fine. All right. So you can derive conclusions that, okay, fine, if I'm going outside not wearing mask from today, they can charge fine of rupees 2000, right? That means what? You are trying to derive conclusions. How? With the help of that provision that you have, basically, right? So internal aid, what are internal aid? Aid as in, what is aid?
Ma'am, it means
Aid, you use that term also, right?
yes,
What is aid?
it will help to
Yeah, it will help you, right? Whatever helps you, that's an aid, right? Yeah, you are right. It will help you. So what is aid? You can give like a paragraph, you can write aids to construction, right? What are the different aids that you will be using for construction of the provisions, right? You can write that also. So an aid is a device. Okay, what is aid? An aid is a device that helps helps or assists in performing some work, right? If you want to do some work, aid will help you or give you assistance in doing that work. All right. So what work you are doing here? You are trying to derive conclusions from a provision that is given under law, right? So you are trying to derive conclusions, and in doing that, these aids will help you or give you assistance. All right, you will be able to come to a conclusion in a better way. While performing the function of construction, the court can take help from within the statute, which is called as internal aid. What is a statute? You already know, right? It's like a document or a book where everything will be written. So
Written document which is given by the law.
yeah, written
Court,
document which
etc.
is given by law. Yesterday you said it's given by parliament, right? Or
Yes.
for state it may be given by state legislature, right? So when you try to come to a conclusion from that document, you can take help from the document itself. All right, that means you are not taking help from some external sources. Whatever is there in the document, those things only are helping you to come to a conclusion. All right, in that case it will be called as internal aid to construction. That means you are not referring to some other books, some other articles, some other judgment or other things, but you are simply reading that book only, that document only, whatever is there in that document, right? That is helping you in coming to a conclusion. All right, that is called as internal aid to construction, right? That means you are not going outside this book, but whatever is in that legislation or book, you are simply referring that. That means what? Internal, right? Book, you are inside there only. That means it is internal aid. However, if the court takes help from outside the statute, it is called as external sources. That means statute is there. You have the legislation, but you are not taking help from the statute. You are taking help from outside things, right? Maybe some government notification is there, some government circulation is there, some publication, some court's judgment. When you are taking help from outside sources, that will be external aid. When you are taking help from whatever is inside the legislation or statute, that is called as internal aid. All right, is it clear, internal and external?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically you have a legislation, you want to come to conclusions by reading that document. If you are taking help from the document itself, that's internal. If you are taking help from outside sources like a book, publication, courts, judgments, etc., it will be external, right? So there are two different aids of construction. And here the question is with regard to internal aid to construction. All right, so we will. So you gave one introduction. You told what are aids to construction. Now you can see what are internal aids. Internal aids to construction. Internal aids mean those materials which are available in the statute itself. You don't need to go anywhere outside, but it is available in the statute itself. These internal aids include long title, preamble, heading, marginal notes, illustrations, punctuation, proviso, schedule, transitory provisions, etc. These internal aids are nothing but different parts of the statute. One day we discussed, if you remember, different parts of a statute. We discussed, right? I showed you some examples also. That's it. This is illustration given. That same things here also it is applicable. All right. Whatever is there, right?
Preamble, that one only, ma'am.
Yeah, preamble and all we discussed, right? There will be preamble, which is like an introduction to the statute, right? Those same provisions will apply here also, right? There is some issue with the numbering, I don't know why, but yeah, it's long title. There will be name of the legislation, right? You can read the name and you can get some idea. Short title, then preamble, heading or title of the chapter. Each of the chapters also will be having different headings. There will be different definitions given inside the legislation. There will be some illustrations given, right? Examples will be given that if this kind of a situation happens, this is what will be applicable. There will be proviso, then there will be explanations, there will be different schedules. What are schedules? Do you remember? You are on mute. Schedule?
Schedule means if we have any works, ma'am, will keep that work at the time. Means in a day will keep that schedule in a time, ma'am. That is called.
So what is there in schedule? It is some extra information. Okay, if inside the statute they are saying okay fine, states are this, union territories are this, India is that, We need to know how many states are there in India, what are their names, what are their jurisdiction, right? How many union territories are there? All those things will be given in these schedules. Okay, they will not give every time whenever they are mentioning state, they will not say how many states are there, but it will be given as a schedule. If you want to refer to that, you go refer, otherwise you can simply read the provision. All right. So then punctuation and all this stuff. This is basically same only with the other question. You can go through this, all right, and then you can give a conclusion. That knowledge on the different parts of statute or legislation is vital for a law student or researcher. When you know about the differences between all these different parts, understanding of the legislation will become very easy and meaningful, right? That when you know that, okay, schedule means some extra information which are like reference kind of a thing, right? If you want to refer, you can refer that, otherwise fine. So in that case, it becomes very easy for you to accordingly understand it, right? So is this part clear?
Yes, ma'am.